Welcome to Pamoja Podcast, a ministry of Life of Christ International, where faith meets everyday life and stories become pathways to hope and transformation. I'm your host, Barry Mwamba. Today, I want to take you on a journey through a story, one that has shaped how I see marriage, endurance, and covenant. My father once told me a story that I will never forget. He said, "Marriage is like a house in the middle of a forest. From the outside, it's beautiful, surrounded by tall trees, covered by nature, and full of peace. But when you get closer, you notice something unusual about it. The door only opens from the outside. The windows are sealed, and yet the air inside feels warm." When I asked him what that meant, he smiled and said, "The house represents your marriage. Once you enter, you can't open the door from inside, meaning you can't leave just because you feel uncomfortable. The windows are sealed because marriage requires privacy and protection. But the warmth inside, that's the love and presence of God. That's what keeps it alive." That story stayed with me for years. When I first got married, I didn't fully understand it. But as time went on, I realized my father wasn't just giving me advice. He was giving me a prophecy about what every marriage will face. Moments of testing, misunderstanding, and growth. He wanted me to know that marriage isn't sustained by comfort or feelings, but by commitment. And commitment is tested when love is challenged. When I look back now, I realize that my marriage, or more like that house, went through all seasons. There were days of joy and laughter, and nights of silence when it felt like the walls were closing in. But in those moments, God reminded me of what my father said. The door doesn't open from the inside, meaning you don't run from discomfort. You learn from it, you pray through it, and you allow love to mature beyond emotion. And then I understood the sealed windows were not meant to imprison, but to protect what was sacred inside. Because when too many outside voices enter a marriage, the warmth of love can escape. And the warm air inside the house, that's not just affection. That's the presence of God, the Spirit who breathes life, forgiveness, and renewal into your home. If you're listening today and you feel that your marriage has grown cold, maybe it's time to close the window, to silence the distractions, the comparisons, the voices that speak against your union. Maybe it's time to invite God back into the center of your house. Because when He fills your home again, the air will feel warm, the silence will turn into peace, and the walls that felt tight will start to breathe with grace. Marriage was never meant to be escaped. It was meant to be endured, refined, and resurrected through love. Remember, a beautiful house is not the one that avoids storms. It's the one that still stands after them. Thank you for joining me today on Pamoja Podcast. May this message remind you that no matter where you are, in the forest, in the silence, or in the warmth, God is with you, building something sacred within. Until next time, walk in grace, build in faith, and live in purpose.